Hola, mis inteligentes. Hoy es jueves, el 22 de abril. You'll notice that the schedule looks a little goofy because this is for my kids who are in person, but we've been talking about the same topic. So, this week we talked about El Prado, el Museo Famoso en España, los estilos de arte. That's what we'll be talking about today. And then tomorrow we'll be chatting about La vida de una artista. You will be reading a story and completing a questionnaire about La vida, the life de una artista. And then Monday we will start talking about artistas famosas, some of our famous artists in Hispanic culture. ¿Por qué es importante estudiar el arte? Why is it important to study art? So we started this new art unit. Why? Well, Spain has this really neat national art museum. It's the largest art museum in Spain, and it's where they keep pieces from Hispanic artists who are super famous. For example, Picasso and Goya, Velázquez, Miró, Frida Kahlo. Here are just a few names. This unit is super exciting because you get to learn about something new in the Spanish language. So it's kind of an immersion experience. So, ¿por qué es importante estudiar, to study, el arte? It's important because we can aprender la historia, to learn history, la historia, entender otras culturas, understand other cultures, mejorar la habilidad de hablar otro idioma. So when you're learning about a topic like art or history, when you learn about it in another language, you are bettering your ability to read, write, speak, and listen in another language. Inspirarse. This looks like as it does in English, inspiration. Los estilos de arte. Today we'll be chatting about the types of different art that we see. Los estilos, styles, de arte. El realismo, el surrealismo, el cubismo, el arte abstracto, el modernismo, el impresionismo, el expresionismo, el retrato, el autorretrato, y el graffiti. Schoology tarea. Here's an assignment that goes along with this lesson today. Los estilos de arte. This assignment you will use as a key or a helping guide to help you to complete a second assignment for this week. And that one is called Practicamos los estilos de arte. So practicing the styles of art. So while we're going through this, you will be completing your key. Los estilos de arte. Really quick before I start, what you're going to do after I introduce each type of style is dibuja un ejemplo del estilo de arte en el cuadro. So you're going to draw un ejemplo del estilo de arte en el cuadro, in the square. So you'll draw an example of that type of art in the square, or you can also find ejemplo in Safari or Google. That's okay too. All right. So we will start. El realismo es pintura de la verdad, the truth. Pintura de la verdad. So es una pintura and it captures the reality, exactly how it is. Here's an example of el realismo. All right, so fill in the El Realismo box. You can pause the video while you do this. Okay. El Surrealismo. Pintura de los sueños. So it's a painting of something like your dreams. So it's not showing the reality, but something that you might see in your dreams. For example, en la pintura aquí hay relos, clocks. In reality, clocks don't melt like this or form like this. This is kind of a dreamy landscape here, and there's a creature or something. I'm not sure what this is down here. Not of reality. So surrealismo, it's surreal, it's something dreamy. Take a minute to fill in the box for el surrealismo. Oops, there we go. El cubismo. Pintura de los objetos con figuras abstractas y fragmentadas. So a painting of objetos, objects, con figuras abstractas, abstract figures. For example, check out this nose. It's a little abstract. It doesn't look like a normal nose. Y fragmentadas, so fragmented. Fragmented means like in pieces. So you'll see that there's like blocks of pieces in this painting. Like the hair is a block, the eye is kind of a block, the nose is a block, the mouth is another block. So abstractas y fragmentadas, that's cubismo. Take a minute to fill in your box for cubismo. El arte abstracto es pintura de la separación de la realidad. So it's a separación de la realidad, from reality. So here you'll see this does not look real. This is definitely demonstrating some sort of separation from reality. Take a minute to do an example of arte abstracto. El modernismo es una pintura que rompe, breaks, de la forma tradicional. So it breaks your traditional form of art. Modernismo. Anything modernized is something that breaks from tradition. So un ejemplo aquí, traditional art would be like realism. Modernism is kind of this abstract way of showing what they're trying to communicate. So this one, rompe, breaks, de la forma tradicional. Take a minute to fill in your example of modernismo. All right, el impresionismo. Impresionismo es pintura de la impresión de sentimientos con el uso de luz. There's a lot of big words in this one, so let's break it down. Impresión, an impression or showing of feelings, sentimientos, feelings, with the use of luz, light. So you're trying to show feelings using light techniques. So here in Van Gogh's Starry Night, you'll see he uses light in the sky to share feeling or some sort of mood. Think about what mood this shows you. Now, complete your example of Impresionismo. El expresionismo. Pintura de una interpretación subjetiva. So it's a pintura, painting, de una interpretación, interpretation, subjetiva. Subjetiva, we need to understand in English first. So this is the difference between subjective and objective. If something is objective, it's factual. Like, this is exactly how it is. This is the truth. If something is subjective, it's your opinion about something or your personal experience. So, pintura de una interpretación, your interpretation, subjetiva, so a personal interpretation or your opinion. Here's an example from Picasso. And this is his interpretation of the guy playing guitar. All right, now create your example of expresionismo. El retrato. El retrato es pintura de una persona. It's a portrait. Pintura de una persona. A portrait. Take a minute to draw your example of retrato. El autorretrato. Autorretrato is pintura de su propia persona. This means it's a painting of your own self. So a self-portrait, autorretrato. Here's an autorretrato de Frida Kahlo. All right, take a minute to complete your example of autorretrato. Y graffiti, dibujos, escrituras y pinturas en las paredes públicas. So, drawings, dibujos, escrituras, writing, y pinturas, painting, en las paredes, walls, públicas. So public space, public wall space. Sometimes you'll see it on stairs, on the streets. So graffiti. Take a minute to complete your example of graffiti. All right, so just to review, los estilos de arte, styles of art. El realismo, el surrealismo, el cubismo, el arte abstracto, el modernismo, el impresionismo, expresionismo, retrato, autorretrato, y graffiti. All right, now that you have your key ready, complete your next Schoology tarea. Practicamos los estilos de arte. Adiós, chicos. Gracias.